How are we doing? This is... Jesus Christ, that was in my ear and that was loud. Thank you, Toad. Or whoever the fuck that is. What the fuck? This is Super Mario Strikers for the GameCube. I am gonna check what the volumes look like on this. Huh. There is no audio capture for this. Why is that? Why would there be no volume? Maybe we need to... Why do you not want to give me any sound at all for this? Baba. Ah, okay. You're just really quiet. Okay. Alright. Super Mario Strikers comes to us by way of Next Level Games, who were acquired by Nintendo in like 2021. I think they were exclusive to Nintendo from a certain point, but I'm pretty sure Nintendo bought them out a couple of years ago. I actually can't think off the top of my head what else Next Level have done. Pretty sure they've done a bunch of like the Nintendo sports, like Mario sports titles. I might be wrong, but I feel like that's the case. Super Mario Strikers. So I mentioned this at the start of this specific stream, but for the purpose of this video, I really enjoyed the Mario Strikers game from about 2 years ago on the Switch. I think that was a really excellent like sports title for the Switch, and I appreciate the idea of the Strikers games of doing that kind of like street style football, but through the the prism of Mario games and being very much more kind of arcadey. I thought the presentation and like the look of that Strikers game in particular was really excellent, and I know people have the early like this, and I think there was a Wii one as well, and I know some people that have like hold these in particular reverence. So it's going to be interesting going back to this because I have like my version of Mario Strikers that I remember playing, and this is probably going to be a slightly more kind of scaled back version of that. And then I guess the other interesting thing as well is the fact that like this isn't a conventional like football game, and you could maybe have some arguments or discussions about like whether this really qualifies for this type of list on what I'm doing. But considering fucking River City Soccer Hooligans has like Shaolin style special moves, like this is not that far removed from what that was doing at points. So I think the mission is the where we really need to kind of gauge what is approachable or acceptable for this list. But I think Mario Strikers fits in, and I want to do a bunch of like the street like FIFA games and whatnot at some point as well. So you know, this is obviously a little bit different than that, but I think it's still somewhat valid. What? Gloat over your winnings and review battle. Okay, right. Oh yeah, it's a Nintendo console where the A is actually where the A is meant to be. Man, what time? Visual options, aspect ratio. Ooh. It made no difference. Yeah, we'll keep that all on. Bowser attack. Oh, hello. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, well, this doesn't tell me anything about like if they have any special abilities or whatnot, or like, you know, like if you play Mario Kart, you get stats for acceleration and whatnot. But I'll play it safe and be Wario, obviously. Oh, okay. Do I get multiple sidekicks or just one? I'll take the Toads. No, just one. Okay. Obviously Waluigi, and we'll go up against the Hammer Bros. That's some real like Mortal Kombat-esque posing there from Waluigi. Oh shit, that's good. I have to remember to take a picture of that for later. Yeah, and do something with that. Actually, you know what? I'll do it now while I. No, I'll do it after. That's fine. I'll take a video clip of it. Palace, Pipeline Central, the Underground, Conga Coliseum. Oh, Conga Coliseum, absolutely. Come on now. I don't know if that's like emulation or what, but that is fucking hideous. That's like Action 51 hideous. I'm going to presume that's an emulation thing. Woo. Hey, you're looking pretty sharp there. I don't remember if I did anything to my Dolphin emulator to like clean up, but yeah, we're looking sharp. I mean, Waluigi's always looking sharp. We've got a bit of jiggle physics, like Dead or Alive physics on Wario there. Let's go. Shadows look like actual shadows. Oh, we're using an analog stick. It's analog movement. God, I've missed you. I need to make sure I have at least one of these per game, per stream. How shooting? Okay, I got shotgun. Shooting, sliding, same thing. I'm gonna presume that fouling is not a thing in a game like this. I guess the one thing that like the Mario Striker games miss is you know, imagine having like Bowser and God, who would it be? Bowser and Roy, obviously. Actually, no, Roy should be on the pitch. But you know, you get Jack Black, sign him up, do commentary for the next Mario Strikers. I feel like we're really missing a trick there. Oh my god, oh my god. Two-point super strike back, of course. I feel like with the purple tire of Waluigi's team, I feel like they're about to tell me that the players called Blaze, Laser, and Blazer. And I wonder, like, with the special shots, are they assigned specifically to Mario and Waluigi, or can Mario characters do it? Or can Toad do it as well? Oh, look at that! Yo, what? I just pressed buttons and I found out some blue shells. That's pretty cool. So what is going on? So Waluigi has a star and some spiky shows. But I imagine we're going to get some use at some point. I don't think Toad can do like special shots. Still put some power on there. It really is just kind of like get it to wow. It's all freaking alligators. I'm not seeing anything else. Skill shot for Toad. Toad should be doing commentary. That's what it is. I've just realised my the audio on the game was quite loud there, so I get a feeling that my audio is going to be horrible in this video. Let's hope for the best. Actually, I think it's still horrible. Let's bring you right down. Is that more like it? Okay, yeah. Jesus. See, this is what I was expecting. This is more like it. This is what I look for in my Mario games. Just pure unadulterated chaos. There's a good snap to the shooting. You know, you really feel like the curl. That feels like crazy overpowered. I feel like if you do that every time, you can never miss. Can I shoot from 1.5? I can. Well, not really. That seems a bit excessive, Wario. Oh, I saved it. Fucking hell. Ah, I'm way off there. Naturally, I nail it first time, and now I can't do it again. Oh, man. Here's some flashbacks to... God, what was it? Was it Bound for Glory 2006? If Garrett watches this video, he'll know. He'll know what I'm on about. Okay, so your right shoulder button does like a little hop that gives you a little bit of a speed boost. I don't know if you have to be like spot on between the lines. Because I don't feel like my first shot I did was... Mate, you're way off your line. Asking for trouble there. Oh. Oh, that's... Oh, that's a super special shot. Holy shit. That was a Super Saiyan Spirit Bomb style type of shot. Yeah, you won't get anywhere near that, mate. So no halves, just in, play some football, do some gyrations, get out. Fair enough. Quit while you're ahead or try your luck with a rematch? I'll just change captains, I guess. Yeah, we'll do one more. Because the thing I guess that would be a concern is that it does feel quite shallow in terms of its gameplay. Like, it's not that like many of these games that we've played so far have anything like particularly complex in terms of depth, but you know, how's the best way to describe it? If you play a football game, even if the football game doesn't have like a load of depth to it, it's still a proper game of football. And I feel like these arcade street style types of games, they feel more, well, they are obviously more gimmicky. And so if they don't have that extra layer of depth to compensate for not being like a proper air quotes football game, I feel like you can burn off of them a lot quicker. You know, if I was to play a round of this with a mate, it'd be fun for that one round, but without like that next kind of layer of depth to it, I'd probably kind of bounce off pretty quickly. But let's find out. Let's do a Battle of the Broads. And Princess Peach would obviously have Toad, so come on. Yeah, we've got a classy affair today at the palace. The electrified fence is just a thing, huh? Okay, I've just realised the 2D sprite work on the characters in the crowd. Man, I feel like that's kind of surprising for what we're like 2001, 2002 here. I don't know. You'd have thought that maybe you'd have thought they'd have been real characters and not sprites. Like, once you're actually playing, you can't really see them or spot them, but at the start, when you're kind of coming out of the crowd, it's hard not to notice it. There's a bunch of little touches, like the shadows look good, you see like little tufts of grass. You saw that in the last match as well, with like the wood paneling. But I think the biggest issue is the lack of commentary. Because like all the ambience and the crowd noise is there, and you kind of feel like you expect to hear commentary over the top. And again, for a game from like 2002, I guess by this point, you still didn't really have like any of the characters to like. You had a little bit of dialogue in Mario Sunshine, but none of the characters, I guess, would be really kind of yapping away that much. So to do that first in like Mario Strikers of all things probably would be a bit like, huh, of all the games you picked. But even having, even just having like a Daisy scored or something, just something there to kind of cut through. Because it just feels a bit... It feels like something's missing. And I can't for the life of me remember if the last Strikers game had anything like that. Because definitely by that point you want something in there at least to kind of cut through the noise. No. Man, I'm going to get them. I'm going to get them spot on. Make this keeper work for it. Oh, you son of a bitch. There we go. That's the one. But yeah, it's like once you've done that the first kind of 5 or 6 times, you're like, all right, I've got it now. And it'd probably be different, obviously, if I was playing with someone else. But it's definitely not a game that I think you get much out of in the way of against the computer. Maybe on the harder settings, it's got a bit more of a challenge to it. Oh god, they have a chain jump. Also, I think... I was wondering when the chain jump would pop up. I think in... if I recall, in the last Strikers game, there are like... on the pitch, the question boxes or the equivalent appear, which is how you collect the items. I don't really see how... you just like randomly get items. Like you had to actively work for them in the last Strikers game, which, you know, that's where one of the layers of like additional depth came into it. Which is probably what makes this feel a little bit more restrictive or limited in comparison. You never pass across goal. That's a terrible idea. One thing for it though is like the shooting, the striking feels really good. You really feel like the ping of like doing a top bin style color of a shot. More of that like 90s bowling animations. That is what all games need. One way or the other, that ball's going in the back of the net. A little bit further out, but if it's perfect like that, does it go in regardless? Yeah, you just... Sheldon soccer it. Alright, that works. God bless. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, fuck you, Toad. Toadette. Almost. You know, you don't even need the special shot. Just get the right angle. Alright, Daisy, calm down. She got that spice. So what else does this actually have in terms of modes? Because this is always the issue with some of like the Mario sports games, is it's quite limited in like what else you've got. Grudge match, cup battles, custom battles, strikers 101. Learn new moves and practice to improve your skills. Okay, that's pretty decent. Tournament type, knockout, league table, teams matchup. Once. Oh, okay. We got some stuff in there. 4 teams, 3 rounds, ranked on the table, rank first to win the cup. And then it's just, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay, alright. We got what we needed out of that. Let's get over to the rankings. And, oh, this is an interesting one. Because it's you know, it's going to be higher up. But it is a street style soccer game, and how am I going to like use that as a comparison to like the more conventional football games? Because for one thing, I don't think it's the type of game where I would play that much more than what I just did there. Now, back in the day when I was 12 or 13, would probably be a different story. But there for that, like, that kind of feels like you've already hit the limits of what you can get out of that. And I think, you know, if you were playing local co-op, you'd have a grand old time with it. I do think purely from a gameplay perspective, and really also like the visual aesthetic. Obviously, it's going to be up there in terms of the aesthetics. I always have been a fan of when Nintendo made that transition from the N64 to the GameCube, and I still have an appreciation for like the N64 aesthetic. Really, actually, kind of feels like Nintendo have been riding what they did with the GameCube kind of since, and have just like refined and polished over time. But I think a lot of like, even if you look at something like Mario Kart 8, a lot of that visual style you could still like go back and look at the Double Dash, and I think, you know, there's a lot of correlation there. And same with Strikers actually in the new one. And more power to them for it. That's where the industry should have gone, but that's a different conversation. So obviously, I think it's easily the best looking game on the list so far. But I do really like the aesthetic of those Virtua games, and Virtua Striker still, I think, holds up really well. And then purely from like gameplay, it's better than up the Actra Soccer and Sega Worldwide Soccer 97. They're like the twins now. I'm gonna kind of, when I look at them as a pair. Better than that. Better than FIFA 07. It realistically is better than, you know, like World Championship Soccer is also kind of surface level in terms of the gameplay. So it's whether I want to put it above FIFA World Cup South Africa. And it's weird because I know I'm going to play other FIFA games that are probably better realistically than this one. But, you know, if I was to sit down and I wanted to play a football game, I'd probably play a round of FIFA World Cup South Africa before I'd play a round of Super Mario Strikers. But I would probably play Mario Strikers before I go play World Championship Soccer, which is something I'd probably appreciate further from afar. So I think I'm going to put it into the 3rd spot. And we have a new top 3. Yeah, I'm happy enough with that. I think that's the right call to make. Maybe controversial, you know. Again, like Super Mario Striker is not like a conventional football game, but I don't know. It's no less fucking conventional than real sports soccer for the Atari 2600. But I digress. But let me know what you think. Let me know if you think that Super Mario Strikers is kind of like eligible for this list. And also, by the way, you know, I've seen a couple of comments requesting other games, and I appreciate that. Please, by all means, continue to request football games that I can kind of compile into my list to get to at some point. And thank you very much. Like, I've had quite a few views on these videos, so that's kind of inspired me to keep making them. even though I'm quite busy at the moment. But I wanted to make sure I got some videos out. I'm gone for the weekend now. By the time that this comes out, I probably would have already done the link to the cast game of the year stuff. So this is probably out of date by then, so don't worry about that. But please continue to like and subscribe these videos, or subscribe to the channel. It'd help me out. And please go and wishlist Axyz, AXYZ, on Steam. That is the game that I'm making at the moment. That would really help me out as well. So, you know, I should probably put those in the description videos as well, now I think about it. But that's not fair for me to think about. So thank you very much for watching the video. This is also the end of this particular stream. We'll be back next time with 4 more football games to look at. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.